Good morning, banana growers. This is Frank of Simply Bananas down here in Charleston, South Carolina. We have not seen you in a while, and the reason is because we haven't had much to report. It was a very hard winter, and we also had a very dry spring. But guess what? We do have some things to show you, and we're going to get to that in just a second. As soon as I move some of these cars, they are just parked in the wrong spot. See you in a second. Yeah, all right, that's much better. So let's take a look at these Rajapuri to start with. And you can see that even though it's kind of in the middle of July, these things are still undersized. And again, that is because we had a very, very dry spring. And when that happens, you just can't get the explosive growth that you need, especially when you get dry weather in May and June. So moving on down, here are these Goldfingers right here. They seem to be doing pretty well. I don't have any blooms right in this patch, but they are almost to normal size, maybe just a little bit small. Moving on, we've got the dwarf Cavendish. They're a little small as well. Again, the bad winter where we had so much snow and ice and cold temperatures, that really caused a decline. Until we get down here to these Bordalons, which are one of my favorite bananas. And you can also see they're not quite as big as they normally are. They also don't have any blooms on them yet. Here's a higher view. You can take a look and see. There's not one pink bloom. So, maybe coming soon, I just don't know. On down to these Orinoco's. These are proper height, and I expect one to spit out a bloom any day. And one of the reasons I think that is these are doing so much better is because if you look in there, there's a fence, and we also have this pampas grass, which kind of protects as a barrier in the winter months. And we've got this nasty looking bamboo. So let's move to the front yard. Here the Orinoco's are growing well. I've got this Saba that's kind of struggling. I need to put some mulch around the base. You can see it's kind of bare. I think there's just a few shrimp peels around there from one of our meals. More of the ice creams right here. Again, they're doing poorly. This was a heavily exposed area. Yunnans are doing poorly. They're really about a month or 2 months behind. The Orinoco's, they're doing okay. They're just doing okay. They are not where they should be. And the Pisang Rajas, they're almost normal, actually. I can't really complain too much about them because they also have been getting a lot of the neighbors' grass clippings. He just dumps them over the fence, which is really cool that he does that. All right, let's get a look on the other side. Look at this bamboo. We had a big rainstorm last night and it's kind of out of control. Ice creams, struggling. No other way to put it. For some reason, this used to be the best bunch right here, but they are struggling. I don't know why. I may have to get in there and do a whole clean out. Again, these are more Orinoco's, some of the original ones. I don't know why they're struggling. And it's unusual that this ginger, which look at it, I mean, it's about to bloom, is doing much better than these Orinoco's. Very strange. These are the Sabas, of course, but before we get back to them, I want to take a look at something over here. This is an Orinoco that was just thrown out because I thought it was dead, and it's been producing pups ever since, as well as this one. These were thrown out of the banana house years ago, before COVID actually, when Kate made it into a asparagus garden. But they're doing well. So, and back to these Sabas. I've taken a few Sabas out for a client. But the bigger ones I've had to keep because they're just too big to transfer. But they are doing extremely well, although they haven't produced any fruit. You can see where a lot of the freeze took place and they had to be cut back. But some of the bigger plants didn't make it, like this one. I mean, this whole stalk is ready to come right on down. But back there, that is a Saba that is doing quite well. Anyway, it shouldn't be too much longer before we see a bloom, is my guess. Maybe in August, in about a month. And we'll try to update and we'll try to update you then. All right, on to the exciting stuff. These, of course, are the Pink Ladies. It's an ornamental variety, and they seem to be doing well. They recovered quite well from the frost and freeze. We've got 3 flowers in there. And of course, they don't make any edible bananas. The bananas are right here. They're only about an inch, maybe a ½ inch long. But the blooms are outstanding. Kate uses a lot of the leaves and flower arrangements around the house. So they're quite nice, and I do enjoy seeing them. It always gives me great joy to see a nice banana flower growing. Now, sadly, one of our biggest bananas is the Kandarian. And these were whacked pretty hard by the cold, and they have also been suffering from the dry weather. But they're about 6 to 7 feet tall leaf height, but they should double in the next few weeks, I would hope, with all the rain that we've been having lately. We go around the corner here. This, of course, is the Basjoo, but let me show you one thing about it. There is our Basjoo flower. Of course, these are the most cold hardy varieties that we know of, and this is putting out a flower. They're not edible, but it's an ornamental, and it's doing well. Don't worry about that thing right there. I'll tell you that story later one day. Now, if you've stuck with me this long, thanks. Sorry about the lawnmowers. I can't do anything about it. But I do want to give you an update on the channel. We're going to pivot a little bit. We're going to slowly get away from the banana talk unless you have specific questions. And if you do, drop them in the comments. I'll try to address those in the comments or make a video about it. But when we talk about this pivot, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about our retirement journey. I'm about to turn 62, believe it or not. I've slowly started learning about retirement planning the last couple of years, really in the last year. And I've learned a lot of stuff, and I wouldn't mind sharing it with you, because I think that I can maybe alleviate some of the fears and concerns that we had going into our retirement. And if we would have enough money for retirement, when to take Social Security, what about insurance, what about our IRAs, what about investments, and many of the concerns like that I want to share. So if you see me on this channel with a retirement video, retirement journey video, it's still me. I'll still be doing banana videos every now and then, but just be aware that this change is coming to the channel, and I would love it if you stick around, because I think some of this information will be useful. Anyway, thanks for watching us. We will see you soon.